Right, here we are, back down at the boats. I think we're only down here for a couple of hours today. We've got the mechanic guy coming this afternoon. He's going to do the distributor cap and he's going to do the timing. So I won't be filming him do that. Obviously he ain't going to want me standing there pointing the camera at him all afternoon. But yeah, we've got a couple of bits we need to fit. We've got a pump here. Bilge pumping that. We're going to get fitted up today. I think that's going to get put in. We've got a hose there. I believe that hose we want to run from where one of the vents are under the seat into the engine bay, so it's got cool air blowing into that engine bay a bit more. So yeah, we're going to jump down there, sort a few bits out and see what we can get done. Right, so Jordan's making a start up on here. We were saying the other day about these rails, how the water was leaking underneath the rail and dripping down. So Jordan's up there with a screwdriver, and like I say, we're just going to scrape out as much as we can, scrape it all out. We'll loosen it as much as we can with the screws, and then we're going to get clear silicone underneath. But we couldn't actually get the whole thing off. It was so like been screwed on for so many years, it just weren't coming off. So yeah, that's the plan. Scrape out as much as we can, and then we get fresh silicone on there, and that should stop any of them drips getting down inside. Right, so Jordan's cracking on with that out there. We're just looking at this pump. Obviously got 3 wires on it. We've got the earth, the live, and that'll run to the switch, and then obviously when we go to the back of the switch we've got to run it back down. This is the pump itself, which obviously has got to go down the bottom in the engine bay, so if we get any water in there, that's where it's going to pump it out from. So the plan is we're going to drill a hole through that backboard there, and that'll take us right into the back of that cupboard where all those fuse boxes are, and that we done the other day. So yeah, let's get the hole drilled through. Right, so we've got 3 wires going through, so rather than doing 3 individual holes, I'll put a bigger drill bit on there. We should get all 3 cables straight through. So I'm going to drill through there, and that should bring us out down there, and then we can run the cables up and we can get to the switch, so on and so on. Right, let's get this hole through. Right, we're through. Right, I started to drill down there, but there's another bit of wood. It's right behind where I was drilling out, so I was trying to go through that and through another bit and then into the cupboard. I've gone a bit higher up, and that's gone literally, this has now gone straight through, and that has brought me out nicely just there, so we can bring the wires straight up. Right, let's get some cable. Right, so my plan is I want to get that pump over, and I want to get these connectors on there. If I get 1, 2, 3, then when the new wires come through, I can just connect to 1, 2, 3, and we can tape them up so they're all insulated. Trying to hold the camera, hold the pump, hold the bits. Right. So yeah, on the end of these cables, I'm literally going to fit these connectors on. We get these crimped on, 1, 2, 3, and then I'll put the cables through, and I'll put them ones on the other ends, and they can plug in, and then we can mess around in the cupboard then. Right, so I had these crimps in the box, as opposed to the spade connector ones. So that is the earth. So the earth's come through. I've crimped it to that. I'm now going to get the pump where I want to do it, so I know how much cable I need, so I can cut the cable, and then I'll do the same. And I want to pass the live through, and we'll pass the switch cable through. Get that in position, get these all tacked to the side, and then that's it, then we're in the cupboard then. Right, so I'm going to get the other cables through, and I'm going to get them connected up onto that. Right, so the earth one's gone through that hole there. We've come out of this hole down here. I've done it so I've got enough cable to come up through this trunking, out where these other ones are coming, and drop down into there. So that is the earth. Looking at the diagram, we've got 2 cables there. We've got a live and a switch. I'm thinking the live and the switch again come through that hole. They're going to come up this trunking. They're going to go in one side of the switch, the back of the switch, and then we take the live out the other side of the switch, and we bring it down to our fuse board down there. I think that's how it works. You can either do it like that, or you can connect it to a battery. So if the boat was here at night and the bottom was flooding, as soon as water goes into that, it would automatically kick in and pump the water out. But we turn the batteries off at night anyway. We have the batteries off, so we are literally only going to use that pump on a switch. If you notice there's water in there, we need to pump water out, we will switch it on, switch it off. We're not going to connect it to the battery. So I'm thinking that red one and the blue one for the switch, enough cable to come up through this trunking, across here, into the back of the switch, out of the back of the switch, bring it down and into the live. I think, right, it's a warm day as well. Right, let's do that anyway. Let's do that. Let's get some cable cut and we get some cable connected down there anyway.
Just turn that battery, Harry.
Right, we're going to test this out. We're not sure if it needs water in there for it to run though, or will we hear it if we wire it up right, or if I've wired it up right.
Is it on the? You put the fuse in, yeah?
No.
You need to put the fuse in.
Yeah, you didn't give me one, did you?
No, 10 amp. They're all on the side there. Look.
What do we want? What are we putting in? A 6 amp?
No, it's blown in that one. And it's in the bag.
Oh, right, okay.
10 amp because I can't find the bag, but it's only just a
Yeah. There's no fuse in there. Right, bear with me. Let's put a fuse in. That might help. Hang on a second.
Tell me when.
Right, we're in.
Yeah.
Right, go for it again. He's only an electrician, isn't he? He's only an electrician, isn't he, mate? Wait, I feel like I'm bloody part 16 qualified or whatever it is these days. Right.
Corgi.
So we had live, neutral, switch. Neutral has run up into the neutral. Live and the switch have gone to the switch, and then we've took a live out the back of the switch and gone to that. We put a 10 amp fuse in it, and it's only bloody working, isn't it? Right, anyone wants electrics done, contact Dave, I'm your man. Right, next little job.
Dave, just quick, what's this for here?
Right, another little job we've got. We have got an interior light. I don't know, we might actually just change the light at some point, 'cause we might get something a bit snazzy,
yeah.
But at the moment that is switching on and off with the navigation lights on the back.
Nav lights ready.
But we need to put that on
on.
See, that's on with the nav lights, but we want that on like a cabin light, really.
Yeah.
So we need to take the wires for that one off the back of this and put it on the switch, which is the cabin lights.
Well, I'm going to switch it down this empty one.
Or we can put it on the cabin lights there.
Well, it's right up here, so we might as well just switch it.
Well, yeah.
So we need to take it out. Make when that goes off, we know what one it is. Yeah.
Oh, would it be? Oh, yeah, because we got 3 wires going in the nav light, haven't we?
There's 4 wires going in it.
Oh.
Right. So what I'm going to do is do.
We need to find out what one. I reckon it'd be the brown one.
Yeah, but there's 4 in it.
Oh, there's 4. Oh,
So we take them
and
out.
all twisted round.
So we know what one it is by touching it. Is it on? No.
No.
That ain't that one.
No. No. It's going to be the last one, isn't it?
It says 5 on it.
Oh.
No.
No.
Not that one and that one. That one.
No.
Wait a minute. That one. Wait a minute. That one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Right, so we don't want
Right.
that one in.
So that
Hold
one,
that there. Just hold that.
we don't want that back in. We're going to put that on its own switch. Saying that, we've got a spare one on there with F light on it.
No, the front light.
Yeah, but we can still use it for that light though, can't we? It's still spare. Second one from the bottom's got F light on it.
Yeah, but that means you have to turn that on for that to
No,
work.
but it's connected, it's spare.
Is it?
Yeah.
On the bottom?
Yeah, our front lights are coming off one of these now, aren't they?
No, I guess they're near that. No, it's a fan.
What's the second one?
This one here, that's what I mean, this one.
Yeah, that's what I meant, yeah, the second one up. Right, so we can get these lives back in.
So just turn that switch off, we know that's alright.
Oh, as if that pump's working.
Proud of that, ain't you, Dave?
Hey?
Proud of that.
Yeah, anyone needs an electrician?
Don't call Dave.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, there we go, there's our light. That's all connected on its own switch now.
That's to do with coming off that.
Yeah.
Push it in, Harry.
Push that in, that's there.
That's that done.
And then what I've managed to do in here as well, obviously because I'm a skilled electrician, so when that switch one came back for the new light, I've managed to get it underneath these clips that G had already put in. So that just needs a clip in there. So that's the one for our light, and that's the one we've just done for the pump. And and we've put stickers on it. So that lets you know dome light is that dome light at the back, and the pump is the bilge pump there. So like I say, man, it's all like looking good for whoever takes this boat off us in a couple of years. When they want to do work, they know exactly everything's labelled up, everything's ready for them. Right, that's another little job done. Right, so we're just spraying them up. On that last video, when I put those blue lights in, we took them off the bottom, right there, so we could access the wires. So we were like, before they go on, they were metal in colour and they were going a bit rusty and a bit, yeah, look, that's what they were like, that's the back of them. So we were like, do you know what, before they go back on, we spray them up white, so once they're dried, they can screw back on. Another little job done. Right, so another job we've got to do, ain't going to get...
There's a deer in there.
Oh my God.
There's a little deer.
Oh, that camera ain't going to zoom in. Right, I can actually point to it. There. Oh, it's making a noise as well. There's a deer floating down, a whole deer floating down the river. Oh dear.
Is it dead?
Dear, oh dear.
Oh. It must have jumped over at Buer Park.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
Because they're always over
Yeah, the deers are up at Buer Park. He's jumped in, bloody drowned. Bloody hell. Right, what was I going to show? Right, so this is a job for another day. Right, so that little contraption we got on the top, that little black case, we're going to fit them over them wires. So what we have is, we have our solar panel on the roof here. We have the wires running into that casing. That is going to go and get mastic down on top of that with them wires pushed through as well. So it's all sealed, it's all mastic down. Then from that we run 2 wires down. And the 2 wires go into this panel here. And then we run 2 wires out of that panel and they go straight into our leisure battery. So as the sun hits the solar panel, it takes the power in, takes the power out, and it takes the power straight to our battery. And on that battery as well, look, we've got USBs we can use. And you saying there's a switch for a...
Yeah, so you've got USB, and this one is just for a light.
Oh yeah, we can put another connection in there to run a light. Yeah, we can run a light off the solar as well.
Free energy.
But yeah, so that's going to give us the energy on that. Also for another day, this is mainly for when we actually do eventually take it out to sea. We have got a fish finder, like solar depth finder. It's a wireless one. So that would connect somewhere underneath the boat on the bottom. It feeds it wirelessly to the controller there. Do you know what? It wasn't even an expensive one. It was only a relatively cheap one.
60, I think.
But I looked on YouTube at a few videos, and quite a few people were using these on little leisure cruises like what we've got, and kayaks, things like that. They were using them, and they were working. It was showing them the depths. It was showing them like, yeah, schools of fish swimming around. 60 quid.
I think it was 60 quid. Yeah.
So at least from the main controller to the reader, we haven't got any wires. It is a wireless one. So yeah, we just got to get that. But again, that's a job for another day.
The side of the boat, I think.
Yeah,
like, with the
but again, that's a like. Yeah, that's mainly for when we take it out. That's mainly for when we take it out to...
well, even in the river you could use it, can't you?
I suppose, yeah, because there's a few sandbars about. But yeah, the reviews I was reading and that weren't too bad reviews. So yeah, that's all it is. So that's our reader, that'll tell us depths and etc.
There's a sonar.
And that's the actual sonar that sends the signal down.
Sensor.
So like I was saying, we've got this hose here, so before those vents do go back on, we're going to run one of these hoses from the back of the vent down into the engine bay.
Carburetor filter on the top.
So it's got a bit more of cooler air running through, because once them covers are down in the engine bay, we've got a fan that runs through it, but once them covers are down, it's hot in there, isn't it, with the exhaust running the fuel. So just an extra bit of air getting in there. And we've got an extra couple of buoys for the boat as well. What's the fender buoy? Same. Well, yeah. That's my phone ringing.
What's it going on?
Who's that in my case? Oh, unknown number. They can sod off. So yeah, so a few more jobs, but like I say, they're mainly all jobs for the other day. So.
And that's for me dog.
Oh, that's for G's dog.
My little dog.
G's got a life jacket for his dog. So I think we're mainly going to get loads of this stuff back inside the boat now. I think the guy's coming down about 12 o'clock. Like I say, we're just going to let him crack on with that, because he's got to get the light fin on there, and the fin goes, it flashes, it lights the light up. Okay. It's just standard what a mechanic would do when he's doing
We can show up.
doing the timing. But once he's done it, we'll show you kind of what he's done after he's done it. But we're just going to leave him to it. We're going to let him crack on with that. So I think that's it. Yeah, I think we're going to start getting this stuff, get it all back inside the boat. We're going to leave that. The guy will be down at 12. He can jump in there and do that. And then G's going to come down and see him just as he's finishing up. So yeah, a few more jobs ticked off the list for today. And we'll be back on another day and hopefully tick a few more things off.
Monday and Tuesday.
Well, good morning. We are back down at the boat. We had a few plans of things we were going to do today. I woke up about an hour ago, stuck my head out the window, and it was chucking it down with rain. Checked the weather forecast, meant to be drizzly, on and off most of the morning. So the bit of siliconing we were going to get done, obviously we can't get done because that's got to be bone dry to do that. So there's a couple of bits inside we need to do. G was down here the other day. Right, he's put some fake grass in the back of the boat. We'll see how we get on with that. And he's trimming. We've got to get the standing knife and trim it at some point and fit it in there properly. But I don't know. I've never seen a boat with fake grass in the back. We'll see how we get on. We'll see how it gets on with that. But yeah, we've got a couple of inside jobs. We were going to do that hose that goes from the vent into the engine bay. Then we get the vents back on. We're going to get this compass wired up. So that's all lit up, and we need to raise it, I think, on one side as well. It's slightly just out of film. Right, floor's all been siliconed. G come down here yesterday and he's done the siliconing on the floor, so that's ready for the lino. But again, we need a dry day to be able to lie the lino down, to cut the template out, to cut it out. So we're going to get a couple of inside jobs done today, and then tomorrow, if it's bone dry, we can get that siliconing done, get the lino down. I think we're pretty much there then. Like we were saying the other day, a couple of bit like the solar panels are good to have, but they're not a necessity to start using the boat. The longer we start doing work on the boat, I mean, we've only got what, 3 weeks of the 6 weeks holidays left, and then we're into September, and then after that the weather turns a bit south, doesn't it? Obviously G and Jordan and that, obviously they've got kids, haven't they? The kids are off in the 6 weeks, so we want to get a bit of use out of it before they will start going back to school. So I think the main things, get the vent done, get the compass done, get the lino down. Mate, he come to look at the engine. Last time I left you, he was going to do a few bits on the engine. He come over, he done a distributor, he done a few bits and pieces. He was saying we need the new fuel, what is it, the filter?
Fuel filter, yeah.
We need a new fuel filter for the boat. He said it's slightly clogged, and that's what's making it rev high a little bit as well. We looked online, I think they're only about £6, £7. So we're going to get one of them ordered today. That can be fitted on the boat. I think once them bits are done, that's it. We start getting the seating back in, getting the cushions down, getting the cushions on the back. And yeah, like I say, while G's got the kids off school, they can use it, go out on the boards for a couple of days and start using it. Right, let's start getting a few bits done.
We're going to get one in there, though, am I? Am I?
What are you putting through there? Through the...
So I need just a wire tie.
Oh, okay, yeah. Getting that up round the back.
Right.
Yeah, we want the top one and the bottom really, don't we?
Yeah, but no, it goes to there.
Yeah.
So it might be a bit
close to the edge.
close. I'll get it there.
That's gonna split, isn't it? Yeah, so we get one on the top, yeah. One on the top, one on the side.
That here. Just a couple on it.
Yeah, we've got plenty of hose there.
Shit.
You should have done that through the other way so you can put it tight on the inside now. Then it's flush to get the fin on. Do it so you put it tight on the inside of the actual hose.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah. That's it, yeah. And then we can get the vent on there a bit flusher then. Nice.
Oh, no, I shouldn't.
He pulled it tight.
Hey.
Yeah, we'll trim them up in a bit.
Cut them.
Yeah, and then we're going to run that hose into this engine bay down here.
Somewhere.
So-
Good idea, that I reckon.
Yeah.
Just up to there.
Yeah, just like, I mean, that's a bit all gets hot.
I might have to cut that anyway, because it is long.
That's a bit gets hot up here.
Well, it looks like it had an air intake, 'cause it's got a hole in.
Yeah, it has got a hole there.
Got an out and then in, so.
Yeah. Oh, shit. So you can't go wrong. A bit more air getting in there, cool it all down a bit. Yeah. Right, that's it. We've got our hose in, we've got it in place. Ooh. We need to get that step back in as well. Yeah. So yeah, so we've literally just run it from there, across under there, round the back there, and it pops up there. So nice bit of air vent, air goes through there, and just put a bit more cooler air in the engine bay. Just need to trim those cable ties up. Get these vents back on. These are the vents that G sprayed the other day as well. They were dirty kind of before they were sprayed, but they have come up. They have come up nice. Right, so while G's putting those vents on, he's just going to drill a quick hole. I'm going to put the cable in through for this compass on top. Yeah, that. Yeah. Yeah, these through, and then we'll try and get.
I've got these wires here coming through, Dave. Look.
Okay, right, yeah, if we get them through, I'll connect the black and red on that end, and then we're going to earth it there, and we're going to take it to that one there, which is the spare switch on our switch blank. So, let me have a look, see what we've got up here. The red's through, and the black's through.
Right, yeah, let me just put this on here. Oh wait, let me spin it.
Right, so that's that done. So I've taken the red from there, I've brought it round, and we've gone into that switch, which is the third one. And the negative I've brought down and I've put in there. I was going to put it in there, but undone the screw and I've dropped the screw down there. I've got a magnet fin in my car somewhere, so I should be able to retrieve that screw, get it out. Yeah, then this is our casing, so that can go back on there. And then on the other side of that, on that number 3, we just got to make sure we put a sign on there that says compass. While I was doing that, G has just screwed this bracket on and put one of our fire extinguishers on there. We have also, at some point, we've got another extinguisher to go in, and we have got, where did it go? Is it in there? Is it now, or where did you put that? Right, oh, that's on as well. Look at that, we've got the fire blanket. That's all connected there, so that's right next to obviously the cooking station, which is handy for that. Right, anyway, that's all done, so we'll give that a test in a little bit. Once we've done a couple more jobs, we'll get the batteries livened up, and we'll turn that compass on, and we'll see if that is all working. See how good my electrics are. Right, we've just connected the battery. Let's have a little look, see if our compass light comes on. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, you can't really see it there because, yeah, look, you can see it now. So yeah, that's all lit up nice and red. And we put the sticker on there saying compass lights. So we got in here, we did have a light that was on the wall here. And we took it down because it was all manky.
Yeah, I'll find
but we're thinking of either just cutting it or just getting a smaller little strip light underneath, and it will sort of point down on our when we're cooking. Well, I say, especially if G's going to start using it with the missus and the kids and all that, and they're on it. Yeah, they probably do like bacon sandwiches and bacon rolls and bits and pieces. So, I'll say the cooking station will get used. So, what have we done? Bloody hell! Right, we've only been here about half hour, 40 minutes. The vent is done. The fire extinguisher is done. Yeah, the fire one in there as well. The fire blanket is done. The compass is wired up. I'll tell you what we're going to have fun with though. G was saying when we get that thing back on down there, to try and keep all these wires inside that panelling. Well, grass needs cutting, but we're going to do that on a drier day because it's soaking wet out there still. Lino needs cutting, but we've got to do that on a drier day because we've got to lie the lino down, put the old wooden floor down and draw around it. And we're going to do it in one sweep all the way through, and I think we're going to cut it there and add it on the top of the step. So the lino we picked up, we went last week, we went to B&Q to get a few bits, and while I was in B&Q I was walking around the section where the linos are, and where people buy lino and put it on the rails and they cut it, because you put it out, didn't you? You buy it per square metre or whatever. There was a bit on there, and it was like a wood effect floor, like you get the tunnel groove like a floor with it. It was wood effect. Quite a long piece, and had a big like, tear in the end of it, big rip. But we were like, do you know what? Before that rip, that's plenty for us to use for this flooring. So we called the woman over, we're like, what can you do on that? It was actually quite expensive flooring, it was really thick, cushioned, everything. I think the section we were looking at, she was saying it was like about a £50 piece. Because it had the tear in it, because it had the rip in it, she got on the old headset, she come back, she went 15 quid. We were like, still, bargain. Sound of the century. So we picked it up. So we have got the lino. We have got it. And like I say, it's a nice wood effect as well. So that, like I say, is going to go all on this floor, and we're going to put the lino on there.
And in the toilet, and up here.
Yeah, I was saying up the fin. We've also got to cut a hole in the lino because that's our pole there. So we've got a pole which a table sits on top, and then we can take that pole out and it goes in that hole there at the back, and we can have the table at the back. So you can have outside sitting down with a table, or inside sit down with a table. Yeah, and as G just said, if you heard him on the camera, we are going to put the little bit of lino on that floor down there as well, just to finish that off. So again, just a couple more little jobs. There's still little things like this door. It's swelled up. Yeah, it's just, it was closing when we first got it. All we've done is paint it a little bit, but that needs just a little shave off the edge, so we get that shut. Yeah, just little bits. But like I say, solar panel, we can wait for now. We can fit that over the winter. Kind of other bits over the winter. We just want to get it so we can just start using the boat. Like I say, we've had it, I don't know, maybe 2 months now, month and a half, 2 months we've had it. And like I say, we want to actually start enjoying it. We want to go up the Broads, pull over, nice beer garden, have a beer, get in the boat, onto the next beer garden.
We'll take you along.
Have a beer, and we'll take you on the journey as well. We'll take you with us, don't you worry about that. So, yeah, right. Stop procrastinating, Dave, do something. Right, another little job we're doing, we're just ticking off the list. So when we first got the boat, this was all like broken down. There was a shelf in there, all smashed. All the back panel was smashed. We had this little off-cut here the other day, stuck a little bit of tunnel and groove like flooring. We've cut it, we've put it on the back. The centre divider we've pushed back in, but it needs painting, so all we're doing, we're just getting a little bit of decorator's caulking. And we're just literally just doing the edges. Once that's gone off and that's set, the next time Tina comes down and Tina does a bit of painting,
yeah,
she can tidy all that up a little bit around there. Get that in, get that done. It's just another little job done, another thing ticked off the list. All the little jobs. Right, well, we've pretty much done most stuff. We sort of indoor jobs we can do. Like I say, cutting the grass is an outdoor job, cutting the lino is an outdoor job. G's just having a look at that fuel filter. He's going to get the serial number off it, so we actually order the correct fuel filter. We're speaking to the guy, the mechanic guy. He said they're about £6 on eBay. He said they're nothing. And again, it's only 2 screws. It's 2 screws that comes off, then it goes on. We're taking that gas bottle with us. We need to either get it refilled or get a new gas bottle, because that's what supplies the hob and the oven. Yeah, we've got a bit of grass down here now as well, which is better, because it's obviously all mud along here, and when you get a bit of drizzle like we did last night, and we're walking on all this, we're taking all that mud onto the boat. So a bit of that fake grass we had, we thought, oh, we'll just whack it down there, just so it's taking all the mud in. But yeah, a few more things ticked off, a few more things done. Right, so just show you down here quickly as well before we go. G and Rick and that were down here yesterday. So obviously Rick's boat is moored up there. I don't know if you guys remember, we did show it, this was just covered in, oh mate, so much rubbish and crap about. They had a big bonfire yesterday, they burnt loads of it off. I think they are going to do some kind of step thing to get up there, because Rick's bit's the other side. But look what Rick's done with his little bit. Look mate, look. We put a bit of the old grass down. Rick's got himself a little deck chair to sit on. Put some pallets up around the edge to make some fencing. And then that's it, and then Rick's boat's there. So we've got a few, like I say, we have got to give Rick out at some point, getting his boat all done and getting it ready. But look at that though, look, nice little, more than a garden than I've got a home, mate, that is. That's more of a garden than I got a home. But that's wicked. But yeah, that's that drum there they were using yesterday. So they got some more wood than that there still to burn. But it looks 100% tidier than it did. And then I think, yeah, they might just get some breeze blocks or something and just get them embedded in the mud, just so you've got a few steps to get up here. But looking 100% better, 100% better. Right, I think that's it. I think we're going to make a move. Yeah, we're going to take that gas bottle with us, try and either get it refilled or get a new one. And that is it. That's another few jobs done on the boat.